Well, in his absence, I would like to thank the Minister of Communications, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, the Chairman of the National Information Technology Agency, Dr. Nee Quainer, the Director General of NITA, Mr. William Tevi, Mr. Adiel Apkogan, distinguished government representatives, industry participants, guest speakers, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Mememu Ache, bonjour, sabah al-khair, bon dia, and good morning. My name is Karen Rose, and I am the Senior Director of Regional Development at the Internet Society. It's a pleasure for me to welcome you to the second African Peering and Interconnection Forum meeting. Before starting, I'd like to give special thanks to our local hosts, NITA, the National Information Technology Agency, and AFNOG, the African Network Operators Group, for hosting us here in wonderful Ghana this week, and to our event sponsors, CCOM, Google, NetNode, and AM6 for the help in making this second AFPIF meeting possible. I'd also like to recognize AFRINIC and the Ghana chapter of the Internet Society for their support and assistance in organizing this event, and to Alcatel and Huawei, who will be sponsoring our social events throughout AFPIF. I'd like to welcome all of our new attendees to AFPIF and also our old friends. I expect that the next 2 days will be exciting as they were in Nairobi and as we move forward. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to the Internet Society and discuss our motivation for facilitating this meeting and what we'd like to accomplish. As you may know, the Internet Society, or ISOC, is an independent international nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and advancement of the Internet globally. We've been involved in assisting Internet growth in emerging economies since our inception in 1992. For nearly 20 years, ISOC has run international Internet capacity building programs in developing regions in partnership with many stakeholders and the local community. In Africa, we have over 20 local chapters of the Internet Society, including a local ISOC chapter right here in Ghana. We also have an African Regional Bureau and staff and volunteers located throughout the continent. We engage in numerous capacity building, policy and development projects, and like I said, this work is only made possible by working with many partner organizations and regional bodies, industry, technologists, governments, and other stakeholders. Importantly, the Internet Society is engaged in this work not just to expand the Internet for its own sake, but because we know that the Internet is a fundamental driver of international trade, economic growth, and social development around the world. And it's also a foundational tool for growing business opportunities, jobs, entrepreneurship, scientific advancement, education, and public administration. Yet these benefits of the Internet cannot be realized unless fundamental Internet infrastructures and related investments have the environment and tools to grow and flourish. Indeed, long-term sustainability of the Internet in any region, including in Africa, relies on the ability of ISPs and other network operators to conduct their operations efficiently, manage costs, provide reliable services to users at reasonable prices, and take advantage of growth opportunities. This is true for networks small and large, for-profit companies, as well as nonprofit networks such as university networks. There have been many exciting developments in the Internet landscape in Africa in recent years. This includes new undersea cable landings around the coasts, new domestic and foreign investments, increased dialogue between governments, industry, and other stakeholders on the development of access-enabling policies, among many other achievements. However, significant challenges, as we all know, still remain in achieving a sustainable, efficient, and cost-effective networking environment on the continent. And many of those issues relate to the interconnection and peering topics of this forum. Let me give you just a few examples. The lack of network interconnections between many countries in Africa means that data traffic destined to neighboring countries is often shipped overseas just to return back to Africa. Especially for those countries in the interior of the continent, where per megabit satellite connectivity can cost $2,000 to $5,000 or more, this not only contributes to high end-user costs, but it also ships precious financial resources overseas that could be used to grow stronger networks right here in Africa. Even in countries with access to undersea cables, many network operators often purchase international connections to Europe without taking advantage of the opportunities to peer their traffic cheaply with international networks and content providers at exchange points in Europe and other places, such as ISOC in Amsterdam, among others. Interconnecting networks across borders in Africa remains a key challenge to the growth of the network on the continent. And many countries in Africa are yet to establish internet exchange points or maximize the use of IXP infrastructures already in place. At the Internet Society, our vision is an Africa that is truly interconnected and has a ubiquitous network, one in which its reach and social benefits are spread to all people across the continent, where ISPs and network providers can sustainably grow infrastructures and new services, and where African internet content industries can develop and flourish and distribute their content throughout Africa and to the rest of the world. Simply put, at the Internet Society, our vision is an Africa that's not just an internet consumer, but an internet creator on par with the rest of the world. And I know this is a vision that many of you here share. Fundamental to achieving this vision, however, is ensuring that network operators, as well as governments, understand the unique economics of the internet and can leverage them to the greatest efficiency and benefit, and they're equipped with global and regional insights in order to maximize interconnection opportunities, as well as that there's space provided for constructive cross-sectoral discussions on African interconnection and peering approaches and challenges. And this is what the African Interconnection and Peering Forum is all about: providing a platform in which world-class knowledge can be acquired, where experience and perspectives can be exchanged, and where representatives of industry across Africa, as well as governments and other stakeholders, have the opportunity to interact and chart the way forward for the future of the Internet in Africa. As I mentioned, this is the second AFPIF meeting. So what's happened since last year's meeting in Nairobi, Kenya? One result since AFPIF last year is that KIXP, the Internet Exchange Point in Kenya, saw an 85% increase in the number of East African networks peering at the exchange point. It's now possible at KIXP to peer traffic between certain networks in Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Mozambique, South Africa, and Kenya. And recently, KIXP hit traffic of 1 gig, and they're well on their way to becoming an important regional infrastructure. In conjunction with AFNOG, ISOC held an AFPIF Peering Coordinators Day in May, where 50 participants were trained on peering techniques and tools and the business benefits of peering. And as part of the Internet Society's broader program on interconnection and traffic exchange in Africa, we worked with stakeholders in Ghana to promote collaboration between the 2 exchange points here in this country. We've partnered with government, industry, and MOSIX, the IXP in Mozambique, to assist with IXP capacity building and development in that country. We've conducted IXP training in Malawi, and we've been working with Lesotho to help them launch their new IXP, which is set to be inaugurated in just a few weeks. On the policy front, we've also partnered with the UN Economic Commission for Africa, the African Union, and NAPAD to hold an interconnection workshop at UNECA's CODIS II meeting this May to help support African priorities on the Internet and ICT development. And it was a wonderful session and resulted in some concrete recommendations from member states on moving interconnection forward. And in that light, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to 3 of the partner organizations that we've been working with. We've been privileged to work with and assist with these issues as ISOC has been undertaking our interconnection and traffic exchange work. In just a moment, from the African Union, Moses Bayangana, from UNECA, Terry Emusubo, and from NEPED, Dr. Edmund Katiti will make a few remarks. So first, I'd like to invite up from the African Union, Moses Bayangana.